Let there be light. Happy winter solstice.
Welcome for another Freedom Talks with Amudra and Marja.
Hello and welcome at this wonderful winter solstice.
Yeah,
The
21st of December.
December.
Yeah.
It's a very special day, and we have this already in Dutch, but now we are taping it in English. And for me, at that moment when I found out that actually the 21st of December or the 22nd, depending on everything, because it's a planetary thing with the sun and where the sun is, and from that point on the days get longer. So from that point until that point the days are dark, long, dark and short.
Yeah.
And from then on they get longer again and lighter again, and
So
that's
more light.
yeah,
Yeah.
more light. And that's the topic of today: light.
Light. Yeah.
Let
And
there be light.
what light means to us, and what are our thoughts about light in every way you can see this word. Yeah. So what is light for you?
Yeah, for me it is the essence of what we are. So we are coming from the pranic living part, and for me that's, you can call that prana, chi, ki, universal energy, but I call that light and love.
Yeah,
And
because light is a frequency also, of course. So yeah.
yeah, exactly. And what I found very interesting, because as a water ambassador, I have my water is my teacher, and water is for me also a light barrier and also the information carrier. And for me, in the last few months, years, I get to experience that it's really the same for me. And that's very interesting, that light and water and energy, that it's one. It needs each other. And the water is the tangible part, and the light you can't see. So it's for me, it's that makes it more comprehensible. What is energy?
Yeah.
That is the freesome. And what is it for you?
Well, when I think about light, it is also a feeling, a light feeling, and I also use that a lot in the retreats. When I say, okay, your cell, your body cell feels very heavy with all of the pollution that's in your cell, and then I always bring it to light. This cell can also be light, and in this light there is cleaning this cell without any effort, because people always think in the retreats, okay, it's working a lot to clean your cells, but it can be effortless.
Yeah.
And so then it is light. It is, there's no heaviness in it. So when I hear the word light, I think about effortlessness. Yeah.
Nice concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course also the light outside, but also this energy of light. And we also always say, okay, there is light in our cells. And of course, we mean the energy of light. And this energy is also prana. And how do you call it? It's just another word for this energy and this light, this vibration.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Vibration is also nice.
Yeah.
For 2 months ago, I had Professor Pollack
yeah.
here in my tiny apartment, and that was such an honor. And I discussed a lot with him about pranic living and the biological laws of nature. And for him, he was like overwhelmed because
Or maybe you can tell the people who
yeah,
he is, because
yeah. Professor Pollack is he invented or discovered the fourth phase of water.
oh yeah,
And that's the water part. They call it structured water, plasma water, EZ water, easy water, because of the exclusion zone. But that goes too far. But there are several names. And what he discovered is that the water in our body is actually that structured water. It's not the water we know, what we drink. And that's why he calls it the fourth phase, because we have the gas, the ways water shows itself is in gas, ice, and in liquid. And now we have a fourth phase, and that's the structured water. And they did a discovery that it needs, because they were testing it with light and with what makes water build an exclusion zone. And they used normal light, normal daylight, and then they saw that the water moved and built an exclusion zone. And what the most impact had on the water, and we are walking water bodies, was infrared light. And infrared light is in everything. If you have darkness, you have infrared light. So that was so interesting, because sometimes people ask me, and probably also you, do I need to be outside? Do I need sunlight? And the sun gazers think yes, that they need that, but you know how we think that we don't need anything. We are prana, so it's and that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the infrared light makes our water move the most, and when movement is there, light is there.
And has this also, because my brain is working right now, has this any impact, this movement of water in your body, on the blood flow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because water is, blood is water.
Yeah. So, because I had to think about, because I always tell the people what you always tell, from our heart is not strong enough to pump all the blood through our bodies. There are more elements that make this blood flow in our bodies.
Exactly.
So
and
this
that's
is
the
it.
light. Yeah, that's the light. That was also his discovery. So
Yeah.
that was the
Okay.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's so interesting, because then we can go about our body completely different, because now we think the heart is a pump and we need the heart for pumping, but no, actually we need a few elements, and then the one thing is the light, and then the sunlight and the light in general. But sunlight does a lot of different processes in our body, so it's best then to have the sunlight. But next to that, it's movement.
Yeah.
If we move our body, it makes electromagnetic fraction. It's a friction, it's a vibration, and that also makes light and energy. So it's all working together, and water is actually the motorway, and we can see that within in the body fascia. It's so interesting that tissue gets now recognized by scientists, because before they cut open the body and there was tissue what was in the way because they wanted to go to the organs and to the bones and our muscles, and they thought, oh, that's, you know, that's the waste. So they really threw it out. And actually they're finding out that that's the most important thing in our body, and I call it the motorway of life.
Yeah, because it connects all of our tissues and all
Yeah.
of our organs with each other. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually it gives the stability. We think
Yeah.
that it's our bones, but it's not. It's our fascia. And that's amazing because if you see that, it looks like a spider web, and there are raindrops in it, and it moves and it dances, and it's like, it's amazing.
Yeah. So when you stretch the fascia,
Mhm.
then it will bring out water.
It produces
It
water.
produces water. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why um, all water you need for the processes inside of your body produces itself.
Yeah, because that's always a question, of course, in this
Yeah,
living on prana. Okay, can this body live? Okay, without food, people can comprehend that. But they always ask the question, but how can we live without water?
yeah,
But of course, I always say, but we are water. Yeah, but that's sometimes one step too far for some
yeah,
people. Yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah,
very difficult to understand, but I gave them an exercise when I give a lecture. I ask if is anybody thirsty, and normally they are. And then I asked them to make a few exercises, stretching, bodily
yeah,
exercises, micro movement. And afterwards, few minutes, I asked them, "Are you still thirsty?" No, I had
yeah,
a dry mouth and it's gone.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
So
amazing.
nice.
And if you start eating, then you need more water.
Yeah, for the intestines to work very well,
Yeah,
you need some water then. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Just to
yeah,
produce your food to yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So the light. It's really nice big party today because there was, oh, there we went sidetracked. Where because the solstice is really the day we should celebrate. And Western countries use it now as Christmas, but it's such a shame because everybody is fully stressed at the 21st,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's the most important day actually. And a few nature indigenous people, they still celebrate this day, and
mm,
actually we should go back to that also. So that's why we celebrate today the winter solstice and celebrate the light, but also embracing the dark.
yeah. I think that's also important that we have no judgment about dark and light, but they are both here. So let's embrace light and dark, and
Hmm.
also outside of ourselves, but also inside of ourselves, because we are both.
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually the light can't be light without darkness, because
No,
where would be the difference?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love the also the dark days in winter. I love them because it's then you can go inside and like cocooning inside of yourself, and with the candles in the evening and
Mm.
the Christmas lighting in the trees. So it has some coziness and warmth also. But I must say that I love sunlight. I'm a real sun child, I think, because I feel the most alive when I'm in the sun. Um, but of course, I always say we don't need light. But of course, we feel great if the sunlight hits our skin and you absorb the light. But okay, we can be certain now that we don't really need light.
Yeah.
And you know, I have a lot of people around me who do dark retreats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they always ask me, okay, did you do a dark retreat? And I say, oh no, I don't feel like doing it, so I don't do it when I don't feel it. But I always say, okay, but what's your goal in it? Why do you want to be in the dark?
Yeah.
And I still don't know why. Do you know
Yeah.
why?
Um, I can't say why the others have it. I just can say that I have the experience that in my process, exactly 1 year after I started the pranic, I had 3 days where life invited me to be in the dark.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was very interesting. It in Switzerland we have got the shutters, so we can make it completely dark, even if it's during the day. And that point, I was in 3 days. I was really in complete darkness, and even in the shower, I had to make it complete dark,
Oh yeah.
and I had a scarf over the doorknob, which I never have, to 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 clear out the last light which came under the
Oh,
door.
underneath the door. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to make it completely dark, and it's really amazing. And there I was completely dry. My body was not taking any fluids or food, and I was in between consciousness and unconsciousness. And it was a very weird, special experience. And when I then was in the shower, that was very nice because my last name is the Nieuwveld. So the Nieuwveld. And 1 month before that happened, I was in Basel and I got to meet Greg Braden. He was there for a lecture, and he had on his um, um, on his screen, he showed a picture of what they discovered in CERN. It's in Geneva. They're discovering how life works, how the littlest quantum particles move, and let's say going back to the Big Bang,
Mm.
what happened there, and they discovered that the little particles they look like little light bulbs dancing around, and it was amazing to look at it. And then he was telling us, yes, the scientists are now um, uh, trying to discover where the field is, and but actually, and then he said something which made my body go wild again. Then he said, you are the field.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was so amazing. But exactly that what he showed on the film, I got to see in the shower. It sounds very ridiculous, but it was a wonderful moment for me. And
Mm.
that was really, they sometimes say, did you see the lights or the enlightenment? But
Yeah.
for me, that was a very specific moment that I saw the light, and I felt so connected with everything and everybody, and you can't lose that afterwards anymore.
No, no, I
So
can imagine. Yeah.
it's really profound. And yeah, my big breadcrumb, my name, the field, that's what we are. We are that field, and it's dancing light bulbs. So how beautiful can it be?
Yeah. So we are all light.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the water helps, I think, the light to move.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You know, I even the last few months, a lot of things changed in the energy and also in the way I would like to do the coming retreats. And I think 2024-25 will be a really change in this, because I feel the movement from dry fasting to water fasting.
Okay.
Because I feel the water has, we need the water to let the energy flow even more and get higher in vibration, in frequency. Yeah, so there's a shift.
Oh, beautiful.
So it's not all there already, but it's coming. And I feel more like we have to go to the water instead of to the dry fasting.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Feels,
for me too.
because you didn't share it yet
No,
with me,
no,
but
no.
it feels very, it needs the water to cleanse
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
I think.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's well, it's coming, and I don't know how to implement it right now, but I think, yeah, because people get so stuck on the dry fasting, and I always tell them, okay, the dry fasting is just a rapid detoxing, but you do not need it, especially to for living on prana. But they don't get it, I think, because they see it as the thing to do to get towards living on prana, but it is not.
Yeah, I think it's a very beautiful change, and because before the pranic process also went along with being hard for you and strict
Yeah,
for yourself and
yeah,
reaching a goal and
yeah,
having prana days, and you know the male way of going about it. And
yeah.
I think we are in a very high vibration, and if you didn't notice yet, you can look outside what is going on in the world. Yeah, maybe there are people listening and they don't have a clue, but the vibration is so high that it's it's cleaning out every stuck old trauma, um, um, pollution in our minds, in our body, in the whole field. So it's big cleanup times. And I think water can help us with this to do it in a softer way.
Yeah, yeah. The feminine
Yeah,
flow and the feminine softness can be the key in this, because
yeah,
we have to well, there's a big cleanup going on. Yeah, we can relate to that, because we had a deep healing process. Um, and you
yeah.
just had it, yeah, and I
I
had it a
still look
couple of weeks
like
ago.
what? You look so
I look really
so
brown, but
vibrant.
yeah,
You give
yeah.
light, and I'm like,
It will come. It will come.
yes,
Yeah,
definitely. And
yeah,
luckily, we both see this as a restoration phase, as
yeah,
a repair phase to get
yeah.
rid of old stuff, and that's such a gift if you can see an
Mm.
illness as a repair phase, because
Yeah.
there's so many people in repair.
Right
They're
now, yeah,
in resolution, in solutions, and then the body goes into repair. So it's absolutely a wonderful time we're in, and it might feel heavy,
mm,
but under that, it's just the process of letting go what feels
yeah,
heavy, but
yeah,
under that you will feel light, and there will be more light which you will be radiating.
yeah. Because your body is getting ready to vibrate in a higher level after this. because we have to get rid of all these old convictions, these old beliefs, and old things that is still stuck in our cells and in the spaces between our cells. So in this also, these spaces between our cells, this is also the plasma and the water that flows through, and this also has conscience, of course, not only in the cell. And this is also a change in also the pranic process, because we always focused so much on this cell and this cell memory and clearing out the cell with this old stuff. But now I'm also more focused on the spaces between the cells, because in this water, in this plasma, is also a lot of memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So everything is changing, and everything can be more fluid and more softness in it, and femininity in it, because I think that is the way to get in a much higher vibration.
Yeah.
So we can radiate more light.
Exactly. And they also call it the crystalline structure.
Yeah.
And that's the crystalline light is something we are changing from, let's say, more material body into a more crystalline body.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different, it's completely different. So we have to make sure that we clean out our bodies, that it feels lighter, and then it can radiate more light.
Yeah.
Because that is our future, and I think we will be amazed what our body can do in future.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, and
see more of it.
Yeah, it's amazing, really, and it goes beyond all senses. And that's so beautiful if you start to look without your eyes, and smell without your nose, and hear without your ears. That is, then you are aware of that you are consciousness, that you are that. And that's really something I'm looking forward to. And the way to go about that is that, again, the openness and the curiosity of a child.
Yeah.
Because we can't imagine how life is gonna be, and how our body is gonna act, and what it can do. And so just let's discover our body just as little children, and also life around us. And for that, if you are very occupied with outside, it can be very heavy. And the only way out, because choosing a side is impossible. It's not possible anymore, because it's so complex that we need to embrace both sides. And then you will feel that you are also, it feels lighter. Life will feel lighter.
Yeah, living will feel lighter. Yeah, that's true. Because, I always say, because I'm not picking a side, and I always say, okay, I observe it. It can be there. Both of it can be there, or everything can be there. And I don't feel really having a part in it, but I can be even more excited about my life. Because some people say, when I say, okay, I'm not really a part in this, then they say, okay, but can you still feel happiness, or can you be happy about something? And I say, okay, but I enjoy life even more. Because I can enjoy every small little thing that that catches my eye or my ear, and I think, okay, I can enjoy so much more because I am not fighting against something or ignoring that part of life. No, just embracing everything, and it brings you more into your body and more into living and really seeing what your life is all about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Past, it's looking past the illusion. And the
yeah,
Mayas, the
yeah,
Maya is illusion. And they
yeah,
call me Maya here in Switzerland because they
yeah,
can't pronounce my name. And with it's the breadcrumbs are amazing. If you turn around I am, it's phonetically sorry, if you turn around Maya, it's phonetically I am.
yeah.
And that's past the duality. It's in the oneness, not
Mhm.
taking sides.
No,
And as long as you stay taking sides, you won't get in a lighter part of life. You will always be in a struggle, in
yeah,
a heavy war thinking. Yeah, everything will be then resistance, and it's just
yeah.
not nice. And life is not supposed to be not nice.
No, of course, there are some experiences that are difficult or feeling heavy, but
Mhm.
it's also an experience, and your soul is always happy to have an experience, whether it is labeled good or bad. Um, and when you can see your life through the eyes of your soul, it will be so much different than you think, than you
Mhm.
experience it
Yeah,
in
yeah,
in just from the body side or the ego side of your existence. Yeah.
yeah. It's completely a different way of looking at exactly the same situation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I find that so amazing how I can look at one situation, and the rest of the world looks at the same situation, and they see terrible things.
yeah,
And
something very different. Yeah,
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 something very different. And that's our invitation. And if it feels heavy, if it comes in and it hurts, it's just like telling us, okay, we need to clean up something,
hmm,
because otherwise it wouldn't be hurting you.
no,
You wouldn't feel heaviness then.
hmm,
So as long as you feel heaviness with things around you happening, situation, world happening, if you still feel heavy then, or it hurts, it 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 shows you that there is something blocking your light,
yeah,
and it just needs to just needs your light. And
yeah,
your light would be your awareness, your time, your presence, your breath, and that's enough.
yeah. Yeah, and I think in this time of year also, and with a lot of energy, cosmic energy coming, we also really need the time for ourselves. So please, everybody, when you feel you need your own space and your own time, please tell others around you and just, yeah,
Take it.
yeah, take it because it's really, we need this. I also feel it for
Mm.
myself that I need a lot of alone time at the moment and just to get my body ready for the next phase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah,
that's not rejecting something, but it's self-love,
yeah.
expression of self-love. If you listen to your body, and especially now, I myself don't have a lot of light around me. I have uh, maybe a candle, and I go very early to bed because I really live the circadian rhythm. And I think in winter it's also an invitation for everybody to just
Mhm.
live what nature gives us. When it gives us darkness, it invites us to go inside, but not
Yeah.
only in our buildings, in our houses, but to go inside. The reflection,
Yeah.
stillness. And it's so precious because with our artificial light, we don't have those phases anymore. And we just run and run and run. And our bodies just say, okay, do it without me. I give
Mhm.
up. And that's what you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
That's
so
true.
lost. We
Yeah.
lost nature. We lost the connection with nature. And the
Mm.
sun is our teacher. The moon is our teacher. The
Yeah.
water is our teacher. And we just have to listen and look at it and how it interacts and how it behaves. And that is our way to go.
Yeah. Well, I cannot wait to be with you next month in January, in the snow with the
Yeah.
sun.
I
So
I
our next
reserve the sun
video,
again.
yeah, our next video will be from Switzerland, where we will both be at that time, and we will record a lot of videos there. And yeah, I cannot wait
Yeah,
because
it's really
I love
beautiful.
the sun, but I also love the snow. So
And here you have both. I already have half a meter. If I look outside, I see snow-covered mountains, and last week also on the street, but
oh,
unfortunately that is gone now.
oh,
But yeah, it's because that's also the water. It's with the crystals, the snow. What
yeah.
is the crystals? It gives such a glow on nature. It makes everything brighter.
Yeah, yeah, because the light is much brighter
Yeah,
when there is snow. Yeah,
it's amazing. I really love it.
yeah,
I really love it.
yeah,
I
me
really
too.
love the snow. Mm. So, topic light. Uh, did we cover everything?
Well, not everything, I think, but
It is as it is.
it is as it is. Yeah.
Then I'm looking forward to you in January, and
Yeah.
I wish everybody a wonderful Christmas and start celebrating today
Yeah.
and
The 21st,
of
the
this
summer solstice.
year.
Yeah,
And from then on, celebrate the light, but embrace the dark.
exactly.
Okie dokie.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thank you
everybody.
for listening to us and looking at us. And
Yeah.
we'll see you next month.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.